All right. We got a legendary Canadian rider, Mitch Cooke, on with BlackListed Mx today. Mitch, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on.
Not a problem, man. My pleasure, pleasure. So you had a long career, man, and obviously you're still going. What keeps your fire lit, man?
I think the biggest thing is that I like to train and I
Hmm.
really like to ride. So I like the structure of feel like you're training for something or riding, but I just like this. I like the structure of riding and training basically. So I just keep it going and it keeps you young.
Yeah, yeah. You did you quit at one point? Did you retire at one point and came back? Because I was watching an old interview of you. It was like very old. It was like 2010. And you, it seemed like in that interview you just had enough. It was a after race interview, and it seemed like you just had enough and you were pretty much done. But you're still here, man. Did you ever walk away from the sport and come back?
No, I guess I walked away from racing nationals. There was a point in my career where the risk and the reward didn't really equal out at all,
Hmm.
and I wasn't really making enough money, and
Hmm.
the risks were pretty high. And I was like, you know what, I need to step back and maybe like pivot on my career.
Hmm.
So that was, but I never stopped riding or training. I just, like I said, took a break from nationals.
Okay. Now you're 38, right?
Yeah.
38 years old, man, and you ride for Factory Canada, gas. At 38, you feel like you still got a point to prove?
Not even one bit. just, just, just to myself. It's not even a point to myself.
Hmm.
I don't know. I want to stay in shape and I want to stay riding because I like the feeling of when I ride. A lot of people when they ride, they feel like crap every time they're on the bike because they're out of shape. They don't ride enough. I like to keep the things going, so every time I ride, I feel really good.
Okay.
So, but no real point to prove.
Hmm.
I just like to stay fast and stay in shape.
Yeah, that's a good thing, man. That's always a good
Yeah.
thing. How many good years you feel that you got left in you?
I have no idea. I just keep going, and as long as the injuries can stay away, I think we should be okay for a few more anyway.
Okay, that's good, man. And what do you feel like your most memorable race and crash has been throughout your career?
The most memorable race was my first national win in River Glade.
Hmm.
I was riding for Blackfoot at the time, and just winning in front of your hometown is usually a
Yeah,
big deal.
yeah.
But injury wise, it'd be a couple years ago down here. I had a pretty bad crash and was in ICU for a bit, and like you know, at least it was just a bunch of broken bones, and I healed up, and I was back pretty quick. So
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Now this is a question you might hate me for, but I'm asking anyway. Um, if you absolutely during a race had to clean someone's clock, you had to take them out, you wanted that position, and you had to park them, who would that rider be?
Oh man, I, I don't think I have it in my radar like that.
Okay.
I don't feel like I have really any enemies or anybody that I want to clean their clock.
You know, riding
So
can
no,
get aggressive.
yeah, I know. I think that's such a circumstantial question,
Mhm.
right? Depending on the time and the place, and if there's money in the line and what place it is. So yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really have anybody on the radar.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So throughout your career, man, like who do you think like your biggest rival was?
When I was an amateur, like in the Atlantic region, was definitely Ryan Lockhart, Johnny Montez. We had locally we had pretty good battles. In the
Hmm.
nationals, it kind of changed year to year, depending on who was coming up, how I was riding, like just stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I never really had a rival in the national series. Like I say, just changed so much.
Ah, okay. So what makes you different than all the other riders out there? You feel?
Um, I'd like to throw big whips all the time. I don't know why, but it makes me different. I don't really know. I focused on technique, efficiency, style, like maybe rather than like slamming through corners. And I
Hmm.
don't know. I don't know what makes me different, but
Hmm. Okay. So what do you think? You like at age 38, man, and you're doing I take it you're doing all the nationals this year, all the Triple Crown series.
I'm just going to do a couple, I think. So
Okay.
luckily, the sponsor I have with Gas House and Cobequid Mountain Sports, I don't have a ton of obligations. It's mostly
Hmm.
just to ride, to race a couple nationals, race a few local races, kind of be an ambassador and
Hmm.
post social media stuff, and just
Oh,
help
okay.
market their brands and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think your expectations are and something like that? Are you just racing to have fun and stay in shape like you said, or but when you're on the line, it's a different story. You know what I mean? So what are you
You're right.
expecting out of yourself?
Honestly, if I can race and feel strong to the end, like when I did Walton last year, I had no expectations. I
Hmm.
hadn't raced a national in 10 years, and I just wanted to ride and feel somewhat comfortable and come home safe, and I did that. But the
Hmm.
problem was I did okay. That if I had a race a weekend after that, I would have expectations then.
Hmm.
So when I take those such a long time off, I come in with no expectations. I don't know where I stand.
Okay.
But if I know I can ride fast. I know I'm in shape, but it's all about a comfort thing when I go to the race. If I can be comfortable and ride good, I'm happy.
Okay. Now, as a ambassador rider, and you're doing selected rounds, I don't want to like look into your pocketbook, but do you feel like here in Canada, like some of the factory guys are getting paid enough? Because you said, you had mentioned money, and as far as factory guys in the States, of course, it's a different ball game. But do you feel like the guys here are not making enough money?
Oh, definitely. I think that in the world, for how much work and risk gets put out in this sport, like there just definitely isn't enough money. But there's obviously not enough exposure, not enough
Hmm.
sponsors. There's so many levels to that for people getting paid. And in Canada, the top two or three guys can make okay money, but
Hmm.
it just falls off after that. And it's whatever your perspective of making how much money is a lot or not. I don't
Hmm.
know, like surviving and paying a mortgage payment and racing dirt bikes is pretty good for some people, but then thriving and making a lot of money is good to other people. So I don't know. When you're 20 to 30 years old, if you can survive, make money, race a dirt bike, you're probably doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's true. Now, you've been around, damn near around the world, man, on your bike, correct?
Yep.
How was that experience like? I mean, I don't know if you did any racing in Dubai, but I know you were doing some training and stuff, I believe, out there. How was that experience out there as comparison to, Canada or the States?
No, I raced in Dubai for 3 years straight. Actually,
Okay.
they have like a national series down there, and so I came down the first year. I raced for 2 months, and then I got brought back by Suzuki the next year of Dubai,
Hmm.
and I was had a George Chabet, a trainer. So I raced there for 6 months, raced for series, won everything, trained. I came back and was in really good shape. I made really good money in Dubai as well, which is really nice about being there because their level of money is a lot different than ours. So, and
Hmm.
I was definitely getting paid too much for what you were doing, but I wasn't going to say no.
Yeah.
But no, I raced, trained, and had a good time. But the problem was the third year when I was down there, there was races I would lap second place, and I
Oh
just
wow.
felt like I wasn't increasing my level of riding or training. I was just being very complacent. So I
Hmm.
actually left after 3 months and went to Florida and started training there. So and that was the end of my 3 years in Dubai.
And how did you make out in the States when you raced there?
I did Supercross series in '06, and wasn't very pretty. No,
Okay.
I mean I don't know why. As being a good jumper, and I like that type of stuff, but I didn't really gel with Supercross that much.
Hmm.
But yeah, that
Did
was
you
it.
get a lot of Did you get a lot of Supercross training here before you decided or did you go to the States and start your training and decide to race there? How did that Supercross in '06 program come together for you?
No, we had an awesome setup. So Blackfoot sent me and Dusty Klatt down in
Hmm.
'06. We trained at GPF. We had a trainer at MTF. We trained every morning, rode Supercross every day.
Hmm.
There was no excuses on support. We had it all. We had all the
Okay.
support. Just with me and not being able to do it good enough. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Mitch. So what else goes on in your life, man, besides moto?
I have a few businesses. I have a little bit of real estate.
Hmm.
I've kind of try and set my life up so that I don't have to be stuck doing the 9 to 5. I'm able
Yeah.
to be down here for a couple months and do what I like to do, and I can ride during the week, stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
you know, my vision is to set my life up so that I can do that basically. And right
Yeah.
now I'm doing it. So things in the winter are slow at home, so
Hmm.
it allows me to come do this stuff. Yeah,
Okay. So that's what brings you down to Florida, huh?
yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, Mitch, that's it, man. And, short and sweet, man. Is there anybody you like to thank or send shout outs to before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah. Alex from Cobequid Mountain Sports. He's been a huge driver and like kind of bringing me out of my shell to post more on Instagram, do some more races, and the amount of support between Cobequid and Gas for us is amazing. Like to be at 38 and still get what we're getting and the support you're getting is unreal. So I never take that for granted. And then mine and Tyler's brand Calismoto, that's starting to blow up now too. So we're pretty pumped on doing that. Okay. And hopefully some people go online and buy some gear someday.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I'd like to get Tyler on the show, man. I'd like to get both you guys on the show. Maybe we could talk about that, the business side of things.
Yeah, that'd be
one
cool.
day. It'd
yeah.
definitely be cool.
For sure.
So, anybody else?
Cobequid, Gas, Calismoto. There's a whole list of sponsors of Seacoast, Sea Covers, a whole bunch of guys there, but these are the real main ones right now that are paving the way for us.
Well, that'll do it, man, for BlackListed Mx. Mitch, I appreciate your time, man. It'd be an honor to get you back here on the show, talk about business side of things besides racing, and we'll do some updates on you, man, to see how it's going for your selected races. I'd like to see how you're doing at the age of 38, man. Honestly, I like seeing older guys out there still mixing up. I believe there was one guy this year who might have been maybe 50 years of age who raced one of the Canadian Nationals and actually qualified. I don't recall the name. I got to do my little research on that.
That's awesome.
I love seeing that I love seeing that, mixing it up with the kids, man, and still working on your speeding and your endurance and your health at the same time.
That's
you
right.
Know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. So you got it.
I seen some photos of you like you were actually out I don't know if you're still doing, but you were kickboxing at one period of time.
Yeah, I still do that and still teach kickboxing. I don't compete anymore. Too many head injuries, but I've done that for the last 13 or 14 years.
Nice. Well, maybe I'll get in the ring with you one day, man. I used to box. For about 6 years, and I used to do quite a bit of running. I'm way out of shape now, man, but this summer's coming around.
Back at it.
I am, man. It's hard for me, dude, because I'm originally from California, and with the snow here, man, it's hard for me to train, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and I used to do a lot of running outside in the mountains and stuff, and when it's snowing here, I'm still trying to get my body used to the cold weather, man. So it's hard to push me out there. I gain my weight in the wintertime and I lose it in the summer. By the time I lose it, it's time for me to start gaining weight all over again, man. So I'm always up and down. Well, look, man, it was good talking to you, man. Let's catch up again, man. And it was a pleasure having you on the show, Mitch. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
All right, see you later.
All right, peace.